me on the shoulder. As I sat down at my kitchen table, drinking my first cup of coffee, I read through the Courier-Journal's morning edition. It was then that I came upon the most heartbreaking article I had ever read. "Louisville family is bearing up under crushing burden of crises," the story title read. My eyes were drawn to the adorable faces of two small girls sitting on the lap of a beautiful young woman. Jim Adams, the columnist, often wrote human interest stories about people or events in the community. But this story was different. There was an urgency about it. I started to read. Basically, Ed Schmidt looked okay, considering. Yes, there were dark circles under the eyes, several days' growth of beard, a weariness in his shoulders, hair rebelling. But his constitution was firm, and just about everyone who knows him says the same thing. I don't see how he holds up so well. The concept of a healthcare crisis isn't news to the Schmidt family of 243 Alpha Avenue in Buchel. Crisis has made itself a member of the family. Daughter Ashley, age 4, received a new liver last year at the University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha, and her only sibling, fragile Michelle, 20 months and 16 pounds, is in need of a liver transplant too. Both have biliary atresia. I had never heard of biliary atresia, but I knew that a liver transplant was a difficult surgery for anyone, much less a sick little child. I knew that finding a match could take some time. I folded the newspaper to frame the article and kept reading. Yet, the most pressing Schmidt crisis today has to do with neither Ashley nor Michelle. This time, it's their mother, Ed's wife. Teresa A. Schmidt, 29, has been in the intensive care unit of Baptist Hospital East for more than a month. A machine is breathing for her at what doctors call a high level of life support. It started with difficulty breathing, progressed like lightning into an overwhelming pneumonia, then to adult respiratory distress syndrome. As a complication, doctors also suspect an uncommon vascular disorder called Wegener's granulomatosis. It's no exaggeration to say her life has been seriously threatened. So Ed Schmidt has been living with crisis. I looked at the photo again. Right at that moment, that beautiful young mother of 2 was fighting for her life in a hospital ICU unit with 2 critically ill children at home with her overwhelmed husband. My heart was stirring as I clutched the paper, my coffee growing cold. I read slowly, stopping and staring out the window, deep in thought. In the next paragraph, the readers heard from the young father. Since Ashley was born, I've worked 70, 60 hours a week and not done as much as I should have. But you've got to pay the bills, and you've got to buy their medicines. The first week Teresa was here in the hospital, she started going downhill. They made the decision to open her up and do a lung biopsy. She couldn't stand to be moved down to the operating room, so the next thing I knew, half the operating room was coming down the hall here, and they operated on Teresa back in the ICU. To summarize how everything began for this sweet little family, by 1992, Ed and Teresa Schmidt had been married 12 years, and like most young couples, expected to live happily ever after. But for them, tragedy after tragedy cruelly surfaced, interrupting their dreams of happiness from the beginning. From the outset, Ed and Teresa had planned to raise a family. They were both hard-working people, confronting the everyday tasks of building a home and future together. Teresa